Good morning, everyone. Wayne back again, and welcome back to the workbench. Now, I just want to do a couple of quick updates. This is the 67 charger that I'm building. It's one of the two chargers, the tail of two chargers, and where I am with this one here is this one obviously it's painted. It's two-toned. I have all the bare metal. I have all the bare metal foil on it, and the only thing I'm deciding on is to whether a couple things. Which hood that I'm going to use. I painted them both up, polished them both up, as to whether I was going to use the one with the shaker or the flat roof. I still have the decals to put on this side, the charger emblem, and that. That's where that is, and the only other thing I'm trying to decide on are the black and red stripe at the two-tone line. Quite honestly, the two-tone on this, it's got a real nice separation between the two colors. The color differential is subtle, so I don't even know if I'm going to do that. I just may leave it the way it is and call it Christmas. Now, the color of the car, everybody knows I like to experiment with my paint, and it's all acrylic. And so what I did was, I was running out of silver. I wanted a bright silver, and of course it's winter time up here, and I can't paint outside, so rattle can was out of the question. So what I used was, back to my art supply store and got a pearl. They call it iridescent bright silver. And it's made by Liquitex, and it's a soft body acrylic. So what that means is it's a little thicker than say the Testors Aztec, and so it has to be thinned down. So it's just been thinned down with the airbrush medium that I use, which is from Golden. I just put some in of the airbrush medium in with the paint, and it mixes it up. It mixes it up really good. Get that back in frame. It's just too big of a bottle. So anyways, so that I painted the whole car with this the bright pearl silver, and that's the color you see on the bottom. And it's quite a nice color. Now, to get the top color, what I took was I made up enough of the bright silver that I could just add a couple of drops of the Folk Art Metallic in the gunmetal, along with a couple of drops of black, and that got me my top color. And then what I put in it, I put some more of just the iridescent pearl in it to make sure I had enough pearl on the gunmetal. And so that's the coloring. Now, after I finished putting the silver on, I gave it about 3-4 coats of the Aztec clear gloss. Let that cure. Wet sanded it down to 12,000 grit. Then I put on the gunmetal pearl, taped it off, put the gunmetal pearl on. Then when that was dried and cured after a couple of days, then I went back in again and put about 3-4 more coats of the Aztec clear on it. So the bottom part has about 7-8 coats of Aztec clear on it. The top's got about 4 coats of the Aztec clear. So then I just started to take my sanding pads and got it buffed down to 12,000 grit. And then I went at it with the Novus 2. And then after I was finished with the Novus 2, we put a nice coat of turtle wax on it. So that's the flat hood that's on it. So that's the body of the 67. The chassis been done for a while. The interior's been done for a while. There's a lot of chrome on the inside of this interior bucket. There's a lot of chrome. Let's see if I can get that a little closer. And are you going to focus? No, it's not too bad. So I mean, like I put bare metal foil all around the console area. Touch the buttons of the seats with the silver paint. And like I said, you know, there's a lot of bare metal in there. I still got the firewall to put in. It's just a bunch of doodads to go on it. It's all wired. I didn't plumb the carburetors because the air cleaner wasn't coming off, but I did put the PCV hose to the bottom of the carburetor, and I also put. It's very, very hard to see. There we go. Very, very hard to see, but I do have the heat riser tube going up to the choke from the exhaust. It was something I picked up from I can't remember what his name is. He's Rod Maskew, and he's been published quite a few times in the Scale Auto magazine and that. And this is just some things that I've been picking up off of the magazines, off of Facebook, off of the other YouTube, and you know, just to detail it out just a little more. Like I said before, the wheels, they're actually from the Foose Coronet, so I just swapped them out. They were a little bigger. They had a big and small, and I really liked the 500s on this one here. So that's the 67. Now I have the 68 is not quite as far along. The paint's done. This is just this is just Aztec Red. That's all I used on it, was Aztec Red, right over top of the white body. And then there's 3-4 coats of just the Aztec Clear. There's no thinning, no muss, no fuss. And I went with a satin black hood on this one here. I've done some mock-up pictures that I posted on to a couple of the sites that I belong to on Facebook. Classic 101's Hangout, and Beach Bums. I believe I put it on there as well. And then there's a Canadian one, New Car, the New Car Modelers. And so I'm at the stage where I'll be starting bare metal foil on this today, more than likely today. And it's coming along good. I got the one decal on the hood for the 426. And about the only thing that I can't decide, because it's going to be a race car, and where I'm taking my inspiration from this one is one of Don Yost's 60. When he did the 68 Charger, obviously he painted it orange, and that really got me interested in building the Charger as more of a race car. So that was my direction, and you know, I wanted to do it in the red. I just don't know how close to the RT I'm going to do it, whether I'm going to put the Bumblebee stripes on the back, or whether I'm just going to. I know I'm not using the kit decals for the Hemified. I know that's not going on it, but yeah, I'm just fooling around with some decals on putting something on the side and creating them myself, and we'll go from there. So, and then again, the chassis for the 68 is also complete. I'm going to have to go in front of the camera. Excuse me. The dash is finished. I'm just finishing up on the steering wheel. This has been this 426 is a pure race motor. See if I can get that to focus in a little better. So I used the wiring is to represent the XL. It's yellow. I usually don't like colors, but that's what I've been using so long. I've run out of gray, so as soon as I can find gray again. It is actually the correct firing order. I said that in the last video, or I did it on YouTube or on Facebook. It is the correct firing order for a Hemi. I do have a fuel block in it from the fuel pump. I do have the lines running to it. I even put the vacuum advance off of the distributor up to the bottom of the carburetor. The carburetors are not from this kit. They are actually out of the Revell 70 Boss 429 Mustang, and the short velocity stacks, I had those out of the parts box, but they're out of the Revell 68 Dart Hemi Dart motor. And I didn't, when I built the first Dart, I didn't use it. I built it with a 440. But this is a race car. That the wheels are, the front ones are stock, right out of the box. The back ones are actually out of the slicks, and the rims are actually out of the Lindbergh Color Me Gone. And then I just put the kit dog dish hubcaps on them. That's pretty basic. The interior I kept pretty basic. I got the dashboards, like I said, dashboard's almost done. Got the steering wheel to work on. But the chassis itself, nothing really too fancy. I put the blocks under it to give it a little bit of a rake. But other than that, it's pretty clean, pretty simple. Basically just a down and dirty race car, and done in red. So those are the updates for the two Chargers, and yeah, they're coming along nicely. I mean, I've got a little bit of work to do on it. I got a couple of hours left on bare metal for the two bodies, and then we'll go from there. But that's basically the tale of two Chargers. Not too shabby. Just got a couple of decisions to make on them as to what I'm going to put on for decals and stuff like that. Just a little stuff like that. But most of the construction is already done. So that's the two Chargers. They're coming along nicely. So I want to thank all my subscribers and you guys who watch. I mean, you guys that watch and comment on the videos is what keeps me going. Anyways, keeps me wanting to make videos, and I try and get them up as often as I can. But right now, I'm kind of limited. My work schedule. This is my busy season for traveling around Ontario and doing what I do. So it's hard for me to sit down and do a video. I'd rather be building. So, but I just want to take the time today to just to give you a quick update on the two Chargers. So until next time, everybody, cheers.